My man John Smith came up with a jamming question. Why, or actually not even a question, it was a comment. Why don't people realize that you can't really survive on SSI? And here was his comment, which you probably noted on one of my other videos. SSI, in his words, SSI, I quote, ain't nothing. I receive a lousy $710 a month. The same exact day I receive my check, I pay my rent, and I'm already down $360, and that has to last me for a whole month. $360 a month, that ain't no way to live financially. You know, John, I got you, because I tell people all the time, and this is the one thing that hurts my heart, it's called supplemental security income. And this is the way it's kind of wild. It's supposed to provide some supplement to your life in a way that, you know, you don't have insurance, you now have insurance. You didn't have any money before, now you got a couple of dollars. But it stinks because, one, if you get money from any other source, they may adjust that money down. And I'll be the first one to totally agree with John. $710 is really not much to live on. And the fact that he's able to make it work $360 a month, I applaud you. But I'm the first one to tell you that most people don't fully appreciate the fact supplemental security income, like most of the disability programs, are not really designed to put you back in the same financial position you were before you became disabled. And if that's all you got, it's probably going to be nowhere close to what you were making before. It is brutal. If you got some back pay coming to you, once you got that back pay and you expended it, you're now basically, as John has just indicated, living on $710 a month. It's a beast. It's not easy and it's not sexy. But I always tell people this: if you have nothing, it's better than nothing. Now you may say, well, it's not much better. I'm like, let me put it to you like this. I said, what's the difference between a dollar and zero? A dollar. That's the difference. Meaning, can you do anything with a dollar? Very little. I said, no, that's not the point. Don't minimize the situation. Look at the realization. Okay? The realization is if you have zero money, you ain't doing nothing. But if you have something, it's better than nothing. And that's the tough part. And I applaud people like John who go out there and can make that work, because I know that it's hard to survive. It's hard to survive when you're working. Imagine having to survive on a very, very fixed amount of money to that level. And you're right, it's tough. And supplemental security income is designed to supplement you. Unfortunately, it may not always do it to the best, but for those of you out there who are making it work on that little bit of money, I applaud you. All right. James DeVilla asks a very good question. He wants to know, he's got a friend of his whose child is getting benefits based on a deceased parent. Now, that friend wants to know if they can apply for SSI benefits for their child because the child is now disabled. Can they get both? All right, here's the kicker. You're basically saying the child is getting child's benefits based on the disability status or the deceased status of a deceased parent. Now they want to get SSI. Can they get both? SSI is a welfare, well, to answer your question, it depends. And when you say depends on what? Depends on how much money. First of all, it depends on if the child is found disabled. That's the first thing. Second of all, it depends on how much money the child is getting for the two programs. Meaning, SSI is a need-based program. Okay? So that, let's say that the child is getting $1,000 a month as a result of the deceased parent. Guess what? If he applies for SSI, he's probably not going to get any SSI money, because why? Well, he's getting $1,000 off of the earnings of the deceased parent. Here's one of the things that I tell people all the time if you're thinking about that is, one, go down and talk to Social Security, and they can tell you about the financial ramifications. They're very helpful about it. Second of all, at some particular point, remember keep in mind, if the child is just getting survivor's benefits, okay? If the child is getting survivor's benefits based on them being a minor, they may want to apply to be disabled either way. Let me tell you why. Because if they were found disabled as a child, even though they may not get SSI benefits, they can be considered a disabled adult child if they roll into the age of being 18 and older. So you want to make sure you get that rolling accordingly. So the quick answer to your question, James, is that it's possible to get both, but you want to contact Social Security and help and let them clarify in terms of the financial amount. So this way you'll know ahead of time.